Hey guys, quick introduction. So this video is going to be from Friday here in Stockholm, where I traveled not as much and didn't go to any museums, but I went down to Söder and visited my favorite record shop here in Stockholm, Pet Sounds, and I met up with a fellow VC'er, and I'll just show some video from that, and then I'll come back after and show you the records that I got. Again, I'll just show. I won't look and open up the records because I need to travel with them back to Oslo in a few days. So anyway, guys, here's my Friday here in Stockholm.
Jonas es un bebé grande, es un bebote. Tú eres una bebita, porque él ya es grande, tú eres pequeña. Pero Juna es el bebote. È meglio al naso i
Hello allihopa. Hi guys, Morten here from Stockholm in Sweden. It's Sunday morning and I'm a little worse for wear. Something's happened with my lip. You probably see that. And my body hurts kind of. I've been walking for me quite a bit the last few days and yeah, feeling a bit beat. Yeah, so it's Sunday. I'm probably going back to Oslo in, I'm thinking maybe Tuesday. The train hours are a bit, they're a mix of the cheaper tickets being before 6 o'clock in the morning and the far more expensive ones being later in the day. So I haven't really made up my mind, but I think I'll head up or over to Oslo on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm saying up because I'm used to, through my whole life, when I'm traveling from somewhere and back to Oslo, it's usually from Denmark, and that's always up. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about Friday. I went downtown without the same goals I had on the Thursday, partly because the weather wasn't quite as nice. So my plan was initially to go down and take a tram out to, is it Djurgården, and further afield to a place called Valdemarsudde, and just find a place where I could sit by the water. But those trams out there were so full of people, because there are so many museums and attractions on the way to that place. You know, like Nordiska Museet, the Vasa Ship Museum, the ABBA Museum, and Viking Museum, and so on. So I kind of gave up on that, and I got myself a coffee over at one of the fairly few Starbucks here in Stockholm and in Sweden. Then what did I do then? Yeah, I took the subway down to Söder, and I've been trying to find a place where I might find I've always wanted a soccer jersey with like the Swedish flag on it, and you know, a proper one, not one of these t-shirt type things that they sell all over the place. But I couldn't find any. But anyway, Söder and that area that I was going to is very close to one of my favorite streets in Stockholm. It's an odd street that goes diagonally through all the other sort of horizontal and what have you streets, and on an off, somewhere a street goes to the side from this diagonal street, Katarina Bangatan. There is probably my favorite record store in Sweden and in Stockholm. Sorry, Bengnans in Gothenburg, and that's Pet Sounds. And while I was sitting there waiting to head over, I got a message through, I think it was through Instagram, from Jonas from the vinyl community. Was very briefly in Stockholm from one part of the summer vacation to the next. And he lived just around the corner apparently, or very near. And he asked if I wanted to meet up. So while I was at Pet Sounds, I met up with a person from the vinyl community. So that was cool. And I very immediately found one of the records, or two actually, that I was really looking for, because I wanted to buy something Swedish, and I had tried to find some Swedish heavy metal, as you might have seen in an earlier video. And then from Pet Sounds, we walked around the corner to a lovely, lovely place. Small, tiny hole in the wall kind of store. You know, initially when you saw the windows, you thought maybe, oh, is this a more of an antiques or curiosity shop? But it had lots and lots of records, and I understood that Jonas really liked to go there. And he had some really cool stuff, you know, secondhand records there, but they were expensive. This guy knew what these things were going for, and you know, they had records by Granddaddy that I would have liked, and some Swedish prog that I know Jonas have told us about in his videos. And I had to go outside and sit for a while, because at this stage I'm plagued with now that I've been walking on much more and trying to get more exercise, then of course I'm getting these pains in my hips. I just said, and it was very cramped in there, so I asked if I just told him I'm just going to go outside and sit for a while. While I was there, he came out with, what is it? It's something about summer, from Gorky's Gothic Minky on vinyl. Oh boy, did I want that. But it was either, I can't remember now if it was like 750 kroner or 1,000 kroner, so I had to decline. And then he had to leave, and we said goodbye, and it was really nice to meet you. It was really nice to, trevligt att träffas, Jonas. And then I walked further up Söder for a while and got on the metro back to where I'm staying. And this little used records, comic books, DVD shop that I have been walking past for years and years, but never been inside, because it's only open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So typically, when I've been in Stockholm, I've been doing other things, and on the days where I could have gone, they've been closed. And there I found a couple more records. So that was my Friday. So let me show you what I got. I won't open these. Like I said in previous videos, I have to travel back to Oslo, and I'll do my Stockholm haul video, but I just wanted to show you. So one of the records that I grabbed, now you might think this isn't really normally what Morten listens to. Then again, I do listen to some things that have surprised some of you, I guess. This is an artist, I think she's originally from Persia. So she's a Persian person, and I heard this song while I was watching a program called Arvinge Okänd, Air Unknown. You know, it's a program where a couple of Swedes, they travel around trying to find a history of people who have died alone and left maybe quite a considerable amount of money in the bank, or have property, and the state basically is set to inherit everything because they didn't have any children or family. And then they find often the history of these people. Some of them are often immigrants to Sweden, etc. There's a Danish version of this program too. I don't know if there's a Norwegian one. And they played a song there that I really liked. And I kept listening to it on Spotify. And I thought, well, you know, I want to get music from artists from Sweden, or who lives in Sweden, and when I'm in Sweden now, and that would be cool. So I was in a couple of record stores and they had her brand new album, but I don't know anything about that album at all. And then at Pet Sounds they had this, and the song is called VC'er Club, which I think is in Gothenburg, I think. But yeah, this is Laleh. I love it, and this is such a cute cover. So Me and Simon by Laleh, and yeah, she's celebrating 20 years already as an artist. And this is the first time this record has been out on vinyl, I think, apparently. Yeah. So this was actually came out on vinyl this year. So there's Laleh for you. The other record that I ended up buying, which I wasn't really set on any particular record apart from avoiding. I have all his records on CD, and now I think this is my 4th on vinyl. And I got his debut album earlier. I think I was in Gothenburg, maybe. I don't remember now, about 6 months ago or something. I said, well, I want to keep buying his earlier stuff. He's not from Stockholm either, and you say, oh, I keep buying records from people who aren't from Stockholm when I'm in Stockholm. But this artist is very, very popular in Norway as well, and this is Håkan Hellström, and his second album, För sent för Edelweiss. So very happy to finally. I love listening to Håkan Hellström, and I have been doing so quite a bit more lately, and especially the ones that I have on vinyl. Yeah, this was released back in 2008 originally, I think. His first album was just a massive success, and I think my other favorite is probably his 4th album. Yeah, so yeah, there's Håkan Hellström from Gothenburg. And then, but I also got the album that I wanted the most from this trip. The Cardigans. I love the Cardigans, and I started listening to them in 1996 when I was living in Denmark. Not a Stockholm band either. I think Nina lives in, she lives in Lund or Malmö. No, I think it's Lund in Scania in Skåne, in the south of Sweden now. But I think they originally are from Linköping. I have their 3rd album on vinyl. Yeah, and I have most of their stuff on CD, but I think it was back in 2019, yeah, they re-released their back catalog, and I didn't notice. So this one and the one before, which is now costing a lot of money and I can't find it anywhere, which is called Emmerdale, were re-released, or in some cases released for the first time, I think, on vinyl. But this is my favorite of their albums. This is Life. And I'm so happy to have this on vinyl. And yeah, I'm not going to take off the shrink wrap for the reasons I said, but they only had one copy, so they don't have the vinyl and new stuff out in the front, I think. So I just wanted to show you this as well. Peter, Bengt, Magnus, Lars-Olof och Nina. It's a wonderful album. It's the old style and everything. And there she is as a figure skater. Lovely Nina, still lovely. Yeah, 180 gram vinyl, features Carnival, that is Car, and Hey, Get Out of My Way. So, very happy to have this. So that was Pet Sounds. Like I said, I didn't buy anything from Ideal Living. I would love to go back there, but like I said, I think I'll probably go home in a day or two now, because felt I spent too much money and the blues have come crawling, so to speak. But that final little place just around the corner from where I'm staying, I bought a couple of records and I want to show you. I got Sweat in Bullet, a 12-inch by Simple Minds. And let's see, we have Sweat in Bullet, 20th Century Promised Land, and on side 2 we have League of Nations and In Transmission, which were recorded live at Hammersmith Odeon on September 25th, 1981. The Manor Noble. So yeah, 1981 is this. 60 kroner, that's not bad at all. It's in really nice shape as well. And then I bought this comp that I have it on CD, but I always thought it'd be cool to have this comp. I do collect Simple Minds, but you know, I don't have it constantly on my mind. But anyway, here's Celebration, which I guess was a comp that sort of tied up those, say, 1980. Not sure now. This is a Virgin release, and in other countries it was an Arista. I think it's sort of tied up though. What year is this? Like I said, sorry, I'm a little flaky today. 1982. So it would have tied up. Would it been Empires and Dance and those two other, yeah, second, third, and maybe fourth album. So yeah. So that was me showing you what I got on Friday. I had a great time meeting Jonas and got these amazing records, which I'm really happy about. Got some records yesterday too, but I'll show you that in a separate video. And then, like I said, I'll probably tie them all up in my Stockholm haul thing, where I'll open them up and show them to you properly when I get back to Oslo. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and please click like, that helps my channel. If you want to subscribe, that makes me happy, and I hope to see you soon in another video. Please leave comments as well. Take care. Bye bye.